Another spirited woman with us today, one that I admire greatly, and one that has broken my heart at one point in time. She broke my heart, but then it all worked out well. Please tell us your story. Introduce yourself to us.
My name is Bharati Chakrabarti. I came to this country some 40 plus years ago as a graduate student, and I used to live in Edison, and I moved to Secaucus in 1978 February. It was a blizzard that day we moved, and my son, I have two sons, Alok and Sean, and Alok was born with a handicap, and I started coming to the library, I think in 1981. It was the old library, and my son was still little, but I did have to carry him down the stairs. He wasn't able to walk. And I got help from Mr. Jain and some other folks sometimes, but mostly to me it was very important that I brought him to the library. First of all, I love books, and I wanted them to be fond of books as well. And as a parent, I also felt that it was very important. It's like a place where you could nurture him. My younger son was, they are 2.5 years apart. So the little one was a really baby when I had to carry Alok down the stairs and to access the children's library. But they loved to come, and it was their big thing. We used to come, we used to sit, I used to read to them. It was quiet. They weren't. My older son Alok wasn't ready for library school yet. It was just coming to the children's room, and we used to take books out and bring them home. And they used to like one thing that I remember when they were little. They said, "Oh, we can take as many books as we want." So it was a big thing that they carried so many books home and brought them back. It taught them many things. It taught them responsibility. It taught them and many other things, including social. My older son's Halloween party was in the library. And so I dressed him up as a ghost, and he was still not able to walk, but we carried him. Mr. Jim held his hand. I don't remember who else, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I think of it as like the library was a great place for me to nurture them.
How difficult was it for you to carry your son down the stairs and try and get him to be mainstreamed with the other children?
For one thing, I didn't always get parking. I had to park across the street. Then used to be Acme. So I had to carry him up. So that was more difficult for me. But carrying down the steps, it was hard. He was getting bigger and bigger. When he went to the library school, he was there until age 5. I think 3 to 5. There was no preschool program then. And so it was difficult sometimes, especially with books, with carrying him. The little one was still little. They were 2.5 years apart. So. But we managed. The thing was, we used to love to come to the library. And
so how does it feel now to come into this library and see it fully handicapped accessible?
Yeah, it is great. Both my sons come home for holidays, for when they have time off, and it seems like the library is a must stop. They have to come here, no matter what. They take books out, and Alok was with me like 3 or 4 years ago. He was preparing for some exam. I don't remember. He's now, thank God, he's He's very well adjusted physically. Also, he's a doctor and he's a pulmonary and critical care physician.
Mm.
So he came. I'm just losing. I was going to say something. They love to come here. And my younger son has told me, oh, I used to love the books. I used to love the smell of the books. So they still come to smell the books, I suppose. And it was a lot of fun. The library was a lot of fun. And growing up, I think it's very important. And one thing I do remember, I told you about the Hardy Boys books. They used to read the Hardy Boys. So they used to have a fight. Who gets to read first? So I implemented this rule that they have to get 2 books each time, and they have to read their own book and then switch. And the funny part is, I used to die to read those books myself. So when they were not looking, I would read them. They learned to do research here. Those were days that internet was not accessible. Even now, I feel the physical books is, you cannot really, I have I read books online, but the physical, like holding a book has a different meaning to us all, actually them too. Like the other day my son said he liked the smell of books.
Right.
So, how would you smell it when you're reading through the internet? They learned to do research, they did pretty well in school. And we used to come and they used to write their own papers, do research. So that was great. And another thing I'd like to mention that I remembered afterwards, after I spoke to you, there was a book, Children of the World, and it was a series. They got interested in it so much that even before they started the geography B thing, they were very good in geography, just learning about how a child stays, how they live in a different part of the world. And both my sons actually entered state geography B contests several times.
So you're a prime example to me of a dedicated mother who knows the value of books and learning. You instilled it in your children, and I'm sure they'll do the same.
I hope so.
So you feel libraries will go on forever?
Oh yes. I cannot see myself going to I buy books on Amazon. Like, sometimes you do that. But how do you buy books even without even you holding it, whether you like it or not? Sometimes I don't get it. But I want to touch and feel the book. I want the physical book. I hope that, even Barnes and Noble, they don't go out of business.
Yes.
Like Borders did. I was
Yes.
very sad. I was very sad. So books have a place in my heart, and I hope it continues to be like that for generations to come.
Well, thank you very
Thank you very much
for
for
sharing
inviting
your
me.
time with us and
Thank
your
you.
story.
Thank you.
You're welcome.